Hello friends, and welcome to a special episode of Lex's Budget Bunker Build. So I've had a few people ask me what the plans are for the bunker as far as like the size and stuff like that. And I've tried drawing it, but I'm not that good at drawing, and I don't think you really get a proper perspective of what I'm trying to achieve. Now I've been a bit hesitant to do this because it's pretty ambitious, and with what I've achieved so far, some people are probably thinking I'm dreaming. But anyway, it's you got to dream, and I've got plans which turn it into a goal. So we'll get there, provided I live long enough to finish it all, because it's going pretty slow at the moment. But anyway, so rather than draw it, I've actually created it in a game. So I used to play this game quite a bit called 7 Days to Die, and it's a really good game if you're into that sort of genre of game. It's basically a zombie apocalypse crafting survival type game. So it's like a sandbox world, and you can pretty much destruct anything. Like anything can be broken and destroyed, and you can craft and make things. And so so no, the only thing is the scale's not particularly great. It's quite difficult to get the scale looking exactly correct. So this is just it's representation. So don't get too worried about it, because I mean, look at this, how high the roof of my workshop is. I was trying to get a sloping roof, and it just couldn't really get it to work out so well. So anyway, so you can imagine this is my workshop. It looks a bit bigger than it actually is. And this is the cover I'll have over the bunker when it's finished. So a proper door. It'll actually the hatch will actually be hidden, so you won't be able to see it. Anyway, we'll open that up. So the bunker shaft, this is the current bunker shaft is 1 meter by 1 meter square, and it's 5 meters deep. So I'll get down the ladder. Here we go. Yeah, it's 5 meters deep. So this is a rough representation of that. And there's the false floor, and below that currently is about 1/2 meter, and it's got the water pump under it. Now I plan to take that down to about 2 meters and line it with concrete, and the water that's rushing in there all the time will basically be stored. So it'll be not drinkable water unless it was filtered and maybe boiled, but water that can be used for washing and that sort of thing. And then the pump will, when it gets to a certain level, it'll pump out any excess. So that's, under there. And I'll have so I'll try and move slowly, because you're going to get a bit motion sickness otherwise. Watch me jump around. So it'll have a vault door on it. This will be the main access. And then once you get through there, so this is the side tunnel that I'm currently working on. So once it's in about 1 meter, I'm going to actually widen it out, and this will be my workshop. And this will go back 6 meters. So this is think of this as stage 1, I guess, of the build. So I'll have a workbench down here, some storage. Just a workshop. Now the lighting in here, you notice I've got burning torches. Obviously I won't have that in my real bunker, but I couldn't actually get, I couldn't be bothered trying to get the lighting to actually work that the game, that you can put in with the game. So anyway, so once this workshop area is finished, then I'm going to start on the main bunker, which will be a side tunnel off the workshop. So I'll open up this door, move into this area. And so this first room is what is termed the mud room. And the idea of this is it's a place where you take off all your dirty clothing. If outside was contaminated, either biological or radiation or ash, depending on what's going on outside, whatever disaster it is, you'd come in here, ditch all your dirty clothing, and decontaminate with a shower before moving into the actual bunker area. And then once we move in here, we'll shut that door behind us. So the first part of it will be sleeping quarters. Now I've put bunks in here. I actually in the actual bunker, it'll be sleeping pods, which means each person has like a private little pod to sleep in. If you want to see examples of those, have a look on YouTube and search Japanese sleeping pods. They're quite popular over there. And so they basically have like basic amenities, charging ports and ventilation and stuff like that. And it's just a little bit of private space, I guess, to sleep in and hang out in. But anyway, this has just got bunks for now. And there'll be storage for personal items and clothing. And then, whoops, I run around too fast in here. And then I'll have a couple of workstations, a couple of laptops for surfing the net if it's still going and playing games or whatever. And I'm going to plan to have lots of bookshelves, books and games and things to keep entertained. Then we'll have a kitchen area, all the usual things: stove, fridge, microwave, coffee machine, storage for food. And then we'll move into a living area, a couple of couches. Now everything in here looks pretty grotty because it's a post-apocalypse game. Obviously I won't have stuff looking quite this bad. But anyway, a little sort of lounge area, try and make it as comfortable as possible. And then we come to here, open this door up. We're moving into the bathroom area here, but what I'll have is like a little room in front of the bathroom, because for 6 people, you don't want to, every time somebody goes to the toilet, it's just not very nice if it opens straight out into the lounge area. So this room would be like a little storage area, have towels and toiletries and stuff like that. And then you go into the actual bathroom, all the usual toilet, hand basin. Look at the state of that. I'll be keeping my hand basin a bit cleaner than that, I can assure you. And that toilet, geez, it's a fancy toilet apparently, but yeah, it's a few years post-apocalypse. There's the shower, first aid kit. Now at the back of the bathroom will be another door, and behind that, I've not put anything in there, but behind that will be utilities, things like a water pump, water heater, sewage tank, and a pump, and yeah, just all that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's basically it. So it'll be about 2.2 meters high and 2.2 meters wide, and roughly about 14 meters long. So that size. So we've got trams at work, the old trams, and they're actually old Melbourne trams from about the 60s, and that's roughly the dimensions of them. And so I've been inside one and seen that it would make quite a good living area. Quite livable. And the reason I think that makes sense is it's a lot easier. Like the bigger the span of the ceiling, the harder it is to reinforce it. Bearing in mind we've got 5 meters of clay on top of this. So at 2.2 meters, it's going to be pretty easy to get some steel beams and concrete and that's going to hold that up quite easily. If I made it 4 meters, then it's exponentially more load on it. So my thinking is 2.2 meters is a max, and that's doable. Now there's going to be a side door here so when I build this bunker, this actual part of it, I'm going to put a door in there. Initially won't go anywhere, but it'll be there so that if I decide at a later date that I'm going to, when everything else is finished, I want to add another room, I don't have to start smashing my way through the side of the bunker. I'll actually have a door I can open up and grab the old tools and start tunnelling. If only it was that easy, eh? So that's, I'm thinking along the lines of a gymnasium or a home theatre or something like that. So yeah, guys, that's it really. That's my plans. So hopefully this sort of makes a bit of sense. Feel free to chuck any comments telling me what an idiot I am or anything useful. But that's my plans. So thanks for watching. I know a few of you have been asking for this, so here it is. And yep, catch you guys in the next video. And this is Lex out.